What's going on, guys? Kivox here, and welcome to today's video. We're going to be going to the wood shop to pick up some wood. I'm going to be showing off some of the different types of woods that I like to buy, and possibly be picking up some new ones that I've never bought before, never worked with before. That's always interesting to do, and hopefully you guys see and are inspired by some of the decisions that I make. And that's the point of these videos, right? To show you guys the wands, show you guys the stuff that I'm making, but also to hopefully inspire you guys to go and create your own stuff. And I know that a lot of you already do, and a lot of you, that's why you're watching these videos, is to learn some stuff. So I usually try to put in at least one little tip into each of the wand videos that I make. So hopefully you guys learn something from this, and you guys can go make some more wands. And remember, if you guys want to submit your wands so that I could check them out and review them and stuff, you can send them over to newwandsday@gmail.com. Have I told you guys about the live stream on Friday? Only $3.99/not really. But we're here and we're gonna go pick up some new wood. The shop that I go to is called Woodcraft. It's actually kind of like a chain. I'm not sure how many there are in the US, but what I would do if I were you and I was looking for a shop to buy wood is just type in like your city, your town, whatever, and put in wood shop or lumber or something like that, and just see what you have around. You may have to go to a couple places to find the right type of shop, but Woodcraft is pretty cool. They're obviously not sponsoring this video. It's just the only place that I have around to go to. It's not even like local. It's a good hour and something away, several towns away. So that's what I would do. I would definitely just look and see what you guys have around. I don't recommend buying online because you never know what you're going to actually be getting. So I would definitely say go to a couple different shops. You may be a little embarrassed, going. That's how I always feel whenever I go to a new place, a new shop that I don't really know what they sell. I always feel like I'm getting judged. But you just got to suck it up and do it anyway. Just don't tell them you're buying it to make wands. Not really, because I've done that before. They don't really care. They're just like, oh yeah, that's interesting. Oh my god, okay. Hopefully there's something good and maybe some sales going on today, because they do occasionally have sales. So let's go do that.
You and I, we're always on the edge. We fight and make love at the same time. Would you break up just because I told you what I did last night?
So it was a success. Spent a little bit over my budget, but as you can see, we have a bag of goodies and I would say a wad of wood. A wad is always such a strange term.
'Cause when our bodies meet, there's nothing left to fight about. We're holy when we touch anyhow.
Here we have it. We got the woods that we went to the shop to get, and I'm pretty happy with all of them. A couple of different ones for different situations, but I think that there's a better way for me to show you guys this. So let's do that now. So let's start off with the big boys. First thing we picked up was this piece of ash. Piece of ash. So as you can see, this thing was actually fairly cheap. $12 for this large piece. The only disadvantage is that you have to actually go in, cut it down to piece, and get the wands out of it. You could fit a couple of wands inside this piece of wood. So the advantage of having something like this is that you have complete control over being able to have a design that starts up here and works its way down, as opposed to if you have a smaller piece, like let's say a 1x1, you're kind of limited to a fairly straight wand. For example, this one I actually cut out of a piece of red heart that I had that was fairly big. I think it was like 1.5 inches or something like that. For example, if I wanted a bigger swoop for this piece right here, like I wanted it to come down further, maybe come down like this. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would have to make it short like this. Luckily, this design didn't call for that. I didn't want it to be too big this way, so I kept it nice and shallow here. But it's nice to have the ability to go that far. It's a lot harder though to get some of the more expensive woods this size and still be able to work with it. Moving along to another neutral piece of wood that I like to work with. This is actually maple. The price for this guy is about $13 for a piece this big. This one is only 30 inches long. The maple says that it's 30 inches, but it's a good 4 inches longer than the other one. So I'm not sure how that works, but that's about, they're both 30 inches. I don't know if this one is actually 30 and this one's longer, but hopefully I didn't get ripped off on that. But this is another neutral wood that I like to use just because sometimes I don't want to go super flashy. Sometimes I don't want a red or a purple heart or some crazy pattern. I just want something simple, something that can stain and will take the stain well. So that's why I like to work with maple. This is actually soft maple, so it'll be a little bit easier to actually carve, hopefully. But it's a nice neutral. I consider it a neutral. I'm not sure what other people think about it, but I think it's a nice neutral style wood that will give me hopefully some good wands out of it. And now we have the last somewhat large piece that I picked up. This is 1.5 by 1.5 by 24. So this is actually some black palm. I've worked with this before. It's a gorgeous type of wood. The only problem with it is that it does splinter very easily, and you'll get some crazy splinters if you don't be careful with it. It's not that easy to actually hand carve because all of the loose grain actually wants to kind of just peel apart. You can almost like, it's weird. You'll get a weird design out of it if you try it, but it is a really nice wood. The end grain on it is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite things about it. Because of all of these small little chunks right here, what ends up happening is when you cut it right here, you get this awesome grain going across that just looks like a bunch of little circles, and it's just one of those things that I just love how it looks. And I almost forgot to mention this piece, which is significantly smaller than those two, is about it's exactly $17.99. We also picked up some dowels of different varieties, as you can see here. Let's go over them one at a time. So this right here is a beautiful little piece of walnut. Look at that guy. Look at how nice that's gonna look. Hooey, girl. While we're talking about the walnut here, we have another piece of walnut. This one is a 1/2 inch, nope, 3/4 inch. The other one was a 1/2 inch. This piece is about, I think, like $12 or something like that for a piece this big. You can't really make wands out of these smaller ones, like this piece here of this maple. You really can't make a wand. You can. You're gonna have a little bit of trouble, and you're gonna be very limited on your design style for the actual wand itself. So you gotta kind of think about that before you go out and buy these and just try to make wands out of them. And for the last piece of square dowels here, we have a piece of cherry. Cherry was surprisingly cheaper than I thought it was going to be. This piece was about $7.50, $8 or something like that. And it's pretty nice. First time I got my hands on some cherry, so I'm gonna have to experiment with it to see how it actually cuts and everything. And here we have this birch dowel. This thing's probably the cheapest piece of wood that I bought there. I think this was about $2 for this dowel. You guys can buy cheap dowels at a place like Home Depot or Michael's or something like that. The problem there is that you're gonna find birch, and that's about it. Also, I always feel like the density of those, they're just lower quality. You're paying pretty much the same price for the cheap wood, but you're not getting as high of a quality piece of wood. If that makes sense, it's all up to you guys. You guys decide what you're going to do, what you're going to spend your money on, but I do like to buy nice pieces of wood. This piece here is a mahogany dowel, which you're definitely not going to find this at Home Depot. And this thing's about, I think it was about $8. Definitely not cheap, but Still, in my opinion, I think it's definitely worth it. It's definitely nice. You can't get mahogany everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And we're about to wrap this up, guys, with a couple more pieces. This is a 12-inch long piece of black and white ebony. It's just gorgeous. I've used black and white ebony before. The last one that I had was actually a lot whiter than it was black. This one I went with more of a black because it just like called to me. I saw it on the shelf and I was like, ooh, that's the one. I need that. And then I looked at the price and I was like, dang girl, this thing is $15, but I have to have it. Yes. I picked it up. I was very excited about it. I can make one wand out of this and that's about it. Maybe if you're lucky and you have like a specific design in mind and you want to make two, you can, but you're gonna be risking it, making it out of something like this. This piece is a little bit bigger than the last one. The other one was a 1 by 1, I believe. This is a 1.5 by 1.5, and this is just some sycamore. My Pottermore wand is actually a sycamore wand. Sycamore is very easy to work with, I find, and I do like it. It's easy to cut. Easy to carve. That's the best part about it. It's easy on your sander, easy on your tools. It's a very light wood. So you guys have to keep that in mind. If you want your wand to feel very light, then this will work perfectly for you. And as you can see, it's fairly cheap as well. So keep that in mind. It's good to work with and it's cheap. Again, you could probably make one wand out of this, maybe two, but realistically, you'd be pushing it. And then we move along to this nice 2x2x12 piece of Padauk. And if you guys know at all, you know I love my Padauk. I'm not sure how to say it ever, but that's how it's spelled right there. This little guy was 11 bucks, and I could probably get 2 wands out of this. Safely, you can get 1, but maybe 2, maybe 4 if you cut this into quarters. And then you'd have 4 1-inch by 12-inch pieces. And again, I love Padauk because whenever you burn it, it just smells so good. Yeah, I just love it so much. And then we also picked up some Red Heart, obviously. How much was this Red Heart? So this guy was $15.25. And again, maybe 2 wands out of this. I'll probably get maybe 2 wands if I'm lucky. To keep it safe, I'll probably make 1 wand out of that. All right, guys. So that about wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this wood haul, whatever you want to call it. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you didn't, then hit that like button. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe and let me know what your favorite wood that I bought today was. Personally, I'm pretty excited about that black and white ebony. Even though it's mostly black, I'm gonna say black with a little bit of white ebony. That looks so good, and I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty excited about it. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you guys think about this video. If you guys want me to do some more stuff like this, maybe the next time I go out and get some more wood, I'll make sure to do that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next video, and bye.